Well, thank you to everybody, Mr. Lowell, representative. Thank you to all of you. I'm very glad to be here. Well, this is the last point of the presentation. We'll try to talk about the skills and productivity. As the other two, these are the main enablers of the growth in not only in the Caribbean, in the whole world. We are trying to talk about this not only interesting with you have some sort of economic crisis. This is part of the conversation in all of the countries trying to promote growth and promote better development. Next. There are some figures related with Antigua and the OECS and Caribbean. Skills are much connected with the access to education, and if you see the left side of the slide, you can see the gains in providing education in most of the Caribbean countries, in which Antigua is part of them. So they're doing great in the last years, providing better and access to education not only in primary but also in secondary education. You can see the two enrollments in terms of primary and secondary education, Antigua and the rest of the countries. Antigua has almost 100% of gross enrollment, not only in primary but also in secondary education. So you're doing great in terms of graduation from primary education and how to pass to secondary education. People had access to the secondary education. Next. But you're still, and I don't have figures for Antigua, but you can see in the case of the whole Caribbean that for people that are about 25 years old, there is still a large part of the population without secondary education completed. And you can also see the less than 20% of the population have some sort of a degree in terms of tertiary education or higher education. So there is a much need to do in terms of access and quality of education. But also you can see some sort of achievement rates for the Caribbean, in which you can see some sort of heterogeneity between the countries. You can see Antigua that has almost one of the highest rates in terms of English test, but very low in terms of math. So it's one of the lowest in the case of the other countries. So this type of heterogeneity is something that we think that we can talk a little bit during the workshops. Why this type of things happen in the country, and what are the implications for the education discussions in the next couple of years. Next. There's another important thing that it's how it is perceived, this type of skills and the quality of the skills for the private sector. People that are demanding the population to work. And this is something that's important because no matter the gains in terms of the years of education, the last couple of years, the productivity gains have not been observed. Not only in the case of Antigua, it's also something that you can see in the rest of the OECD countries. And there are a couple of things that came through the discussion in other countries, that it's the formal education is strong academically oriented. There have some sort of few labor-oriented courses in secondary education, and some that is very important in this challenging and technological-based economy. There's the basic skills are not consistently taught in school. And we will talk a little bit more about basic skills. This chart came from a labor demand survey that have been made in other countries in the Caribbean, and you can see how the people from the private sector respond about the skills, and they thought that not only in terms of the skills that are not matching with their needs, but what are they looking for? They're looking for honesty and integrity, work ethics, problem-solving efficiency, communication skills, the ability to work well on teams, taking individual responsibility, dependability, and computer skills. So you can see that there are few technical skills and more, as we said here, cognitive and social-emotional skills. What are the cognitive skills? They're basically the problem-solving skills. When basically you can learn to solve any problem when you're in a difficult situation. What are the social emotional skills? They are more the work habits, efforts, discipline, determination, personality, behavior. Like you can see the security, sociability, stability, and attitudes. There are strong skills in this economy, and it's something that is perceived very high from the people that are demanding jobs. You can see in the last one, the computer skills. They are more related with the old school in terms of providing skills to youth. So, but it's another important thing that in the last part of this slide, that is less than 5% of the Antigua and Barbuda teams have international recognized quality standards. And this is high, it's below the average in Latin America and the Caribbean by far. This is another interesting thing to discuss with you during the workshop. Next. There are a couple of relevant issues that I would try to share with you, and I think that we will have some time to discuss, not only today, but also during the next couple of meetings that we have in the next couple of months. Are the skill mismatch valid for Antigua and Barbuda? We have this issue of mismatching not only in the Caribbean, but also in other countries. We are trying to conduct, in correlationship with the Ministry of Finance, a labor demand skill survey in the country. We hope to have some sort of response from you, but I think it would be really interesting to know a first chance to discuss this type of issues during the meeting. Is the demand for new skills changing fast in Antigua and Barbuda, and especially is changing more rapidly since the economic crisis? In which sector, for which sector is changing this type of skills? What is the role of the new technologies in the most dynamic areas of economy in the island? How relevant are the basic skills in this context? Do you agree with the basic skills? Do you agree with what type of basic skills do you think that for this economic sectors are most important? Should basic skill incorporate in the curricula of secondary education and training institutions? There have been many discussion in many countries in trying to provide some sort of remedial education through a training institution, trying to cope with the issue that this type of skills are not provided by the secondary education. So in some countries, the idea of providing the basic skill for people that are re-entry to the labor force are part of a big discussion in identifying the best solution for the training courses. But what happened with the secondary education? It's a medium or long-term issue. We can do something better in the short term. This is part of also the discussion. What is the role of the government, not only in the terms of the education sector, but counseling and intermediation services, much related with the Ministry of Labor and the labor activities, remedial training, skill certification. There's some sort of a possibility to cope with the reduction of the skills during the youth time of getting involved in the labor force. We can take some advantages for retraining, taking into consideration the change environment in terms of the economic situation in the island. Here's another question. And finally, what is the role of the private sector in this? I think that it would be really interesting to know what are the challenges that you're facing regarding this skills mismatch. What are you thinking in order to work together with the government in this type of issues?